Alright guys, we'll get started here in just a few minutes. I'm pouring myself a nice glass of wine to stay warm. It is very cold here today in Ohio. Deep freeze. But hey, my Linux Mint is keeping me warm. Haha. Ah, delicious. Okay. Let me go ahead and cue some of Dad's music, and we'll get started here shortly, okay?
Senti, gli uccelli cantano, la primavera è qui, ma questo triste cuore piange di malinconia. Lontan sei tu da me, dal cuore che ti ama. Io t'amo e t'amerò ogni giorno ancor di più. Sinfonia, che bel canto d'allegria, sei tu mio amor, questa dolce melodia. Sinfonia, cantano gli angeli dal cielo. You, sweet symphony, please return to me.
There is nothing better than love in the springtime. I love the spring and the summer and all the pretty girls out there, right? Who doesn't? Alright, that of course is my dad. And this song is called Symphony of Love. Thank you, Dad, for the great Italian music. Those are songs that he sent to me from his vault during the pandemic when he was stuck in Italy. Well, I didn't see him for almost 4 years, believe it or not. Thank God that's over. Alright, so today's topic is the year of the Linux desktop, the recurring joke that's been going on for, I don't know, so many years. And honestly, I don't really think it matters anymore because I think some Linux today is absolutely awesome, fantastic. I'm using Linux Mint for this. I dual boot this machine, a Dell with Windows 11 on a separate machine, or a separate SSD rather. And it works. I occasionally use my Chromebooks too, but normally I'm on my Dell or on my Gateway. That one had Windows 11, believe it or not. Alright, so let's get into this. The year of the Linux desktop, again, it's a recurring joke for many years, and I don't think it matters anymore, like I said. So let's take a quick look at this. Alright, so the year of Linux desktop has been a recurring prediction for many years. And it's more of an aspirational goal than a specific point in time. Alright, so market share. While Linux has grown significantly in server and mobile environments, it still holds a relatively small share of the desktop market compared to Windows and Mac OS. Now, a couple years ago, Chromebooks outsold Macs. I don't know if that's still continuing, but it doesn't matter. To me, that was the year of the Linux desktop when Chromebooks outsold Macs. So I guess this debate's over. Okay, goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. Software compatibility is another problem. While many essential applications have Linux versions, some crucial software, especially specialized software, might still have limited or no Linux support. Okay. Hardware compatibility. While most modern hardware works well with Linux, there can still be occasional driver issues or compatibility problems. Fair enough. Alright, so the user experience. Some Linux distributions have become more user-friendly. The overall user experience can still vary and may not be as seamless for everyone. That goes down to the 600 or so Linux distributions out there that can be confusing. But honestly, in this case, you don't need to look at all 600. Try Chromebook, try Chrome OS Flex, try Zorin OS, Linux Mint. You don't need to look at all hundreds of those. There are positive signs, like I said. Linux-based Chromebooks are easy to use with zero maintenance. Really, they are modern marvels of technology at an affordable price. You really can't beat it. Some Linux, like I said, Zorin OS and Linux Mint are easy to install and try if you have the time. It does take time and patience. There is a growing interest in open source software. Improved distributions with user-friendly desktop environments called DEs. I like the Mate desktop environment with Linux Mint. For myself, of course, XFCE is good too, I think, for a brand new user. And there is improved hardware support for Linux. So while the year of the Linux desktop may not arrive in a single year, but Linux is becoming a more viable option for everyday users. And like I said before, I think some Linux is just absolutely fantastic. I mentioned the Chromebooks. I use Linux Mint on multiple machines. I think Zorin OS is good also. On my old ThinkPad laptops that had Windows XP and Windows 7, yeah, I have MX Linux. I don't use them that much, to be honest. Even with MX, they are outdated processors. But they're ThinkPads, and ThinkPads work wonderfully with Linux, at least Debian-based or Ubuntu-based in my tests. So if you don't have a spare machine to test Linux, a refurbished ThinkPad is the way to go. All right, so in conclusion, I don't think that it's really a joke anymore for the year of the Linux desktop. For many, it doesn't matter. To me, the year of the desktop for Linux came and went when Chromebooks outsold Macs. That being said, for many users, they will, I think for people who like to tinker, they will download and use probably only, they were probably like myself, maybe only stick to one Linux distribution that they trust. For the Windows users, they will either take someone's advice like myself or maybe try Chromebook and then move on from there. And maybe that's not good enough. Maybe they do need specific software that they have to use in Windows, like for work, for example. And that is completely understandable. All right, that's all I have for my thoughts of the joke of the year of the Linux desktop. Let me jump into the chat real quick and see if anyone's there. I did get a message from my friend. He wants to meet for coffee. But before I do that, let's see if anybody's in the chat. Give me a second here. All right, Sean's. Hey, Toss, he says, we have a new cafe here called Ubuntu. The Ubuntu Cafe. Nice ring to it. Haha. I no longer use Ubuntu, sadly. I mean, it's okay to play with, but yeah, I don't use it. Maybe you should go inside and use your Linux machines in there. Yes, go inside because it's warmer in there than it is here. It's, what is it here? It's 25 degrees. And come Tuesday, it's going to be a negative wind chill of freezing my cannolis off. But yes. I like it, the Ubuntu Cafe. It sounds like a podcast. Welcome to the Ubuntu Cafe. I might start a podcast called Linux Operating Systems Today, or Lost. I think most people are still lost. You use Fedora. Why do you use Fedora? I tried Fedora in the past. It was okay. I don't know if it's any better. I just don't think it's for new users, but I think it's okay. I always dig this song from Dad. It's the Oh Hey I'm Screwed song. And for Windows users who don't take advice from me for Linux, you are screwed. Oh hey I'm screwed, ba ba boo. My dad surprises me. He sends me all these beautiful love songs, and then he sends me a song about relationships that don't always work out. Thanks, Dad. Oh, Fedora has firmware for Lenovo ThinkPads. Well, that's good. I can see why you use it then. Very good.
Coprire le bugie, poi ci son cascato, ma non sono un uomo ingrato, io sono nato onesto e onesto lo sarò. Sono anni che vi sto aspettando, sono anni di promesse false. Ora basta se ci avete un po' di coscienza e dignità. Ah ah ah. Che vergogna, che vergogna, che vergogna. Ah ah ah. L'onestà. No, 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 non esiste più. Dignità. Chi lo sa.
All right.
Chi lo sa.
I think I'm going to wrap it up here for today. Sean, thank you for dropping here in the chat. Always a pleasure. And you have good taste since you have a ThinkPad. I think you do, right? One or two? Yeah, ThinkPads, they just keep going and going like Lexus cars. They really are amazing machines. They just never let me down. So, yeah. All right, well, that's all I have for this one. For the rest of you, sorry I missed you guys. Maybe I'll catch you next time. If you guys ever want to get together again on a weekend like we used to have the Thank Toss It's Friday shows before the pandemic, let me know. It's been awfully quiet out there. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care.